Sports Network from Houston, Texas. The UCONN Huskies on the road against the Houston Cougars. Both teams 9-5 in the American, tied for third inside the final 2 weeks of the regular season. These two teams trailing only SMU and Cincinnati.
They played once on December 28th. Houston won. But Jalen Adams did not play because of a concussion, and that is a tremendous difference. This will be a wonderfully, hotly contested game.
Brent Stover, Bob Wenzel courtside, joined on the sidelines tonight by Cassie McKinney. Opening touch of the game for UConn. Jalen Adams, 15 points a game, floats it up and in to make it 2-0.
Immediate impact by Jalen Adams. Rob Gray with the ball. #1 scorer in the conference at 20 a game.
Misfires on his opening shot.
He'll be taking plenty of them, I guarantee you that.
I promise you. Gray at 20.6 to go with more than 3 assists, 3.5 rebounds at 20 in first meeting against UConn, a 16-point victory.
Double team immediately.
Ken Facey spins, left it short, coming back, and sticks it in.
They need to establish Facey. That is one of the keys to the game. 12, 8, and 8 in his last 3 games. He can do better.
Devin Davis over to Tamian Thompson. Thompson, the fourth leading scorer in the league, and 17 a game.
Matchup zone.
Down low, double punch. Shot won't fall for Davis. Cleared by Amita Brima.
Davis getting the start over Chicken Knowles. Davis has had all kinds of injuries this year. This is his 5th game back, and he's trying to get his rhythm.
Redshirt junior from Indianapolis, one of 3 newcomers that have contributed heavily. Kelvin Sampson. Vance Jackson can't finish. Facey had the rebound, tapped it back against a double, kicks out for Adams, and now Jackson. Facey again, drops it down for Brima, stolen away by Gray.
Fantastic play by Gray. A pass in the air might have been more advisable.
Gray fouled on the way in by Brima. Kevin Ollie, 5 seasons at UConn. A disastrous start. But here they are doing what UConn always seems to do. Red hot at the right time. They've won 7 of their last 8.
Keep in mind now, the American Athletic Conference tournament is in Hartford, home court of Kevin Ollie. Of course, he coached his team to a national championship already. Very, very intense guy. Was a great player. 13 years in the NBA.
He rallied from 17 down to beat Memphis last week. Then got a game winner in the closing seconds from Adams over the weekend to beat Temple. Baseline jumper won't fall for Kyle Meyer. And a foul on the rebound. Kelvin Sampson, 3rd year at Houston, 28th overall, 553 career wins, has taken 3 different schools to the NCAA tournament.
They have gotten better and better each of his 3 years here. They will not get an at-large bid this year. They were NIT last year. If they're going to the tournament, they're going to have to win the American Athletic Conference in Hartford.
Took Oklahoma the Final 4 back in 02. Caleb Robinson Jr. the feed. Skip it corner, Dotson. Baseline jumper too strong. And a long rebound for Rodney Purvis, who leads the American in minutes and averages 13.5 points per game, and he's red hot over the last 5. Misfires here. Follow wouldn't go, and ripped down by Meyer.
Strength of Meyer, height of Brima.
Here's Robinson Jr., number 2 in the American in assists at 4.7.
And the guy on the other team, Jalen Adams, is first at 7.
Unbelievable. Strong.
How about that move?
Down for Devin Davis.
Transfer from Indiana. Doesn't get to start usually. We've been told that they feel he is their best big man. Zone defense, matchup variety. Kind of looks like a 2-3, but it flexes. They certainly have to identify Adams and Purvis.
Here's Jackson, got the defender in the air and drills it.
We're seeing a lot of this pump fake game by both teams, right? Get the defense off the feet.
Here's Rob Gray, Robinson Jr. Goes to work and goes around Jackson. And a blocking foul in the lane. Under 16, 7-2 UConn.
For both of them, three-point shooting has been essential for both teams during this run. Rodney Purvis is shooting 55% from three in the last 5 games.
Kalen Robinson Jr. averages 6.5 points, 4.7 assists. He scored 11 last time against SMU. Now, they lost to the top team in the conference, Houston did, but they were tied with just under 5 to play at 51. Again, that's the only loss during this 6-game stretch.
And Robinson has 122 assists and only 48 turnovers. That is a heck of a ratio.
Rodney Purvis, defended by Rob Gray. Shot clock at 10, Jalen Adams, and now Vance Jackson. Down to 5, Adams. With 3, Adams. Inside, Stephen Enoch, the sophomore, Norwalk, Connecticut, in off the Husky bench.
They have plenty of bigs. 4 guys, 6'10" and better. They all play.
They only go really 7 or 8 deep, but the depth comes inside. Quick shot from the arc goes down. Damian Dotson, the redshirt senior from here in Houston, 47% at the arc.
91 threes. Second in the league to Williams of UCF. He's got 99.
Here's Enoch with a face-up, and it goes down.
Enoch saying to Kevin Ollie, hey, coach, put me in a little earlier in the games. I can score us some points.
Robinson tries to answer. It's out off him. Back to UConn. The Huskies by 5.
Drive. Dish. Finish. The other end, the response. Dotson has range. This guy can really play. He averages 7 rebounds a game as a guard. I mean, that's pretty outstanding.
4 straight for Enoch, hit off Kevin Ollie's bench.
Good start for UConn. They scored the last time these two teams got together when Jalen Adams was out. UConn has 11 now. They scored 12 in the entire first half of that game.
They've knocked down their last 3 shots. Make it 4 in a row with Adams right here. Facey couldn't finish. Facey back up and in.
And he says, what do you mean, Stover? I can finish. Second effort, very important, close to the basket. Tall, not super strong, but gets this up somehow. We talked about him being a key to this game, and I believe that, of course, Purvis and Adams, you're going to figure they're going to get their 30 together. Facey needs to come up bigger than 7 or 8 a game. He's got to get into the double-figure area.
Trelawney, Jamaica, his native home. UConn already 4 offensive rebounds, 6 second chance points. That's a good way to combat the athleticism which Houston killed him with in the first meeting.
Chicken Knowles, number 0 in the game. Best name in college basketball.
Rob Gray off the mark. Rebound Jackson. And over his back is the Houston player, and that's Bertrand Kali. He's from Cameroon, a redshirt senior.
And he is out immediately.
That's his second foul as Kyle Meyer checks back in.
Meyer plays about 15 minutes a game. Second year with the group, and he's 6'10", 230. He's their starting 5-man. Brings a lot of muscle and effort and intelligence to the game.
Bob, we've seen this movie before from UConn. Now, I know there are those, you might agree that, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. But this is, we've seen this in the past, where they get hot at the right time, they find their groove, they have a good guard like an Adams coming alive, and they make deep runs. At this point, shot goes down for Jackson. Quick timeout, Sampson. At this point, they would have on. They already have 15.
They were a ship without a rudder with Jalen Adams not playing. And they will continue to be that way. Vitale can give them some minutes, but not like Jalen Adams can. Leads the league in assists at 7 a game. Also a big-time scorer.
UConn on a 6-0 run. They've hit 5 of their last 6 shots. Jackson.
Good distribution right now. They're playing this well, and Adams and Purvis not that much involved yet in the offense. That's a good thing.
Enoch has 6 off the bench.
Holy cow! Stephen Enoch showing the left hand close in, huh?
These guys can't miss. The 8 of 13, largest lead is at 11.
They do have an advantage in the paint, and they're taking advantage of it.
Robinson.
This is a funky defense right here. They're switching half zone, half man. They got me confused.
Me too. Open 3, and it's in. And that's Kalen Robinson Jr.
Not normally a deep shooter. More of a distributor type.
Only 23% on threes this year. Jalen Adams looks to answer, and he gets blocked by Meyer. And the save by Meyer.
How about that pass?
Dotson, who scores.
How about that pass? Galen Robinson. Dotson, take him to lunch, man.
And the block and the save by Meyer before the pass. Beautiful basketball. Adams deflected away by Tanrad Knowles. And then a foul.
Well, Brent Stover likes this.
Moore said yes, he paid attention to that, but never let it get him down.
Cassian, he's been phenomenal on defense, even when the offensive struggles were there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the good news for UConn is that the 2-star players, Adams and Purvis, are 1 for 5 from the field, and they got a 6-point lead. 1-3-1 zone right here.
Tanrad Knowles, the floater, left it short, got it back, and then he's fouled inside by the combination of Enoch and Facey.
Knowles in off the bench. Wants to make an impact. Has been a starter almost his entire career. He sat in place of Davis in this one.
A foul on Facey, his second. But Gottlieb has an opinion on everything happening from around the sports world, and he's not afraid to let you know how he feels. The Doug Gottlieb Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Chicken Knowles, 6'10", about 200 pounds. That is thin. And he's been that way his entire career, but he is a long guy.
Hence the nickname, I guess, huh?
Yeah. 27 blocks on the year. Put him close to the basket, and he can make something happen on defense.
Houston responds to UConn's 8-0 run with a 7-0 run.
Vitale in place of Adams.
Purvis. Shot clock at 8. Christian Vitale. Back up Prima, and he's fouled.
Vitale gets in the game and immediately makes an impact. He has, along with Purvis and Adams, been a big-time scorer over the last 7 games. Almost double figures in almost every single game. Grima got stuck underneath the basket. He's lucky he's at the free throw line here. A big guy, if he gets caught too far under the basket, he's got to go backwards and exposes the ball to the shot blockers.
Here are the young guys, Vitale and Jackson.
Yeah, both freshmen. Both of these guys, when they were recruited, were going to be backups. And now Jackson's starting almost every single game. Reasonably good numbers for both.
We had these guys against UCF a couple of weeks ago, and we saw Jalen Adams getting visibly frustrated with the 2 freshmen at separate times during that game. And I asked you, is he showing them up a little bit too much? You didn't think so. We asked Coach Ollie the same thing at shoot-around today, and he said no. As long as Adams is willing then to listen when he's not doing things the right way, because he's only a sophomore himself.
There you go. Well, those 2 freshmen have gotten bigger roles because Terry Larrier is out for the year, 6'8", 3-man, and Altariq Gilbert, who was going to be the starter at point guard, is out for the year with a shoulder. So Adams on the bench right now.
Damian Dotson, too strong. Out of bounds, it'll stay at this end.
Nice play right there. Aggressive play. Meyer doing a job at both ends so far. Non-shooter, screener, and rebounder.
Here's Meyer. Hands off for Robinson. Towel defense. Robinson in the lane. Back up Knowles. And Meyer the dunk.
How about the pass from Knowles? The no-look from Jamaica.
He threw me off. I thought he was putting a shot up.
Good head fake.
Jackson off the curl, gets tripped up.
Chicken Knowles has been all over the glass since he's been in the game. Right here, comes up with it. How about that little pass?
Was it, or did he get stripped on the way
Well,
up?
we're giving him an assist, but it was a near turnover. Counts as both.
I thought it was a shot. You thought it was a pass. And it might have just been a knockaway by the defender. Second foul here on Dotson.
Stars are not shining so far, either team. Gray not much involved. Adams not much involved. Rodney Purvis not much involved.
In rhythm, three. Not there from Vitale. Rebounded by Gray. Houston so far 2 of 4 from downtown. 3 of 11 on two-pointers. Steal by Purvis. Purvis to the rim. Robinson quickly packed the other way. Deflected away by Purvis.
UConn active on this possession. Purvis uses his body to screen the D. Little hesitation there. Wise not to try to dunk, just lay it in, get the 2. You don't get extra points for dunks.
Robinson, sophomore from here in Houston.
Man, he was quick.
Tough shot, wouldn't fall. Long rebound, and a run out for Adams. Adams gets fouled, and he's at the line. Gray hacked him.
How would you like to try guarding this guy when he's at full speed and you're running backwards?
Wouldn't.
No way.
First foul on Gray. Sampson, how about this? Almost 3 decades of the success he's had at Washington State, Oklahoma, Indiana, here in Houston. Make sure to join the Coaches versus Cancer 3-point challenge. Join your team. Make a pledge. Beat cancer. Pledge now. 3pointchallenge.org.
Adams makes both. This is a very good game. These two teams tied. Top 5 teams in the conference get a bye in the tournament. Bottom 6 teams play on the first day. 2-3 zone, matchup variety.
Van Beck off the bench. Wes Van Beck misses. Almost got it back. Primo on the deck. And it's out to Vitale. Vitale goes to work. And fouled on the way in.
Vitale has a scorer's mentality. When he gets in the game, the defense has to be aware of his presence for sure. Now, he's well like an internet stock, though. I mean, he can go way, way high or way, way low, depending on if he's making shots. But he is one aggressive player, number 1 in the white.
UConn by 8, 9 to play first half. Adams. Purvis. Fouled by Gray, his second.
Wow, that's significant. The league's leading scorer has 2 fouls with 8:53 to go. Will Sampson take him out?
And Gray has yet to score. He's 0 for 2 on offense.
Little bump right there. And this is very interesting. So far, Kelvin Sampson is leaving Gray in the game. This is risky business. The problem here is, now Gray is experienced, so I mean he's been through things, so he might be able to play with fouls, but I would take him out because I think because of what you said, he hasn't scored yet. He's going to be frustrated, and he's going to try to do some things. And of course, taking charges on a guy who's got that mentality is always a possibility.
Gray had 30 against Rhode Island earlier in the year. 3 career 30-point games. 20 in the first matchup with UConn. Averages 20.6.
Had 23 against SMU in their last game also. Against a very good team.
Knowles hands off for Dotson. Here's Gray. High post. Knowles knocks it down.
Knowles is begging for a foul. His focus is very good. Coming off the bench.
Senior from the Bahamas, Tannerad Knowles. Maybe not starting. Would have had a positive effect here tonight.
No doubt about it.
Patel on a 3. It's off. Dotson knocked it out, and it'll stay at this end.
See, that's a bad shot. I mean, right here, a good play. He feels like he was hit on the elbow, but was long after the shot was gone. Patel took a shot from the right wing about 25 feet, and the best shooter on the team, Purvis, was right next to him in the corner, wide open. Three's not a big part of the game. 1 for 4, 2 for 4 so far.
Prima kicks it.
Whoa.
High for Purvis. It's out of bounds. Back to Houston. Under 8. UConn 25.
Some noise. And as you mentioned before, Brent, they have a history of doing that.
Asked Ollie about that. 1 year was Shabazz Napier. Shot won't go. 1 year was Kemba Walker. Asked him about the Adams, and he wasn't quite ready to go there, but so the main thing with Adams is those two guys, they did it in practice day in, day out, film, all that. And that's where Adams, it can't just be at 8 p.m. when the game tips off. And that's where
they had each other, though. Every one of those teams had a backup guard who was outstanding.
Right, from Jeremy Lamb.
Well, Shabazz was Walker's, Walker and Shabazz, then Shabazz had Boatwright.
Yep. Meyer down the lane strong, and he's fouled.
Pick and roll. Good hard foul. Make him shoot. Get his arm. And right here, it could have been a dunk. At the other end, Prima came up very weak on his last shot.
Prima just picked up his second foul.
There are the minutes. Not a big scorer. He is playing well in this game, though. Enoch comes in. He's 3 for 3 so far in the game. Be wise to keep him in there until he doesn't play well. You see Meyer motioning 2 with his 2 fingers there. That's a call for the defense.
Such a well-played first half here, Bob, at 25-19. Only 4 combined turnovers. Houston 1, UConn 3. Last UConn field goal was at 9:45, so it's 2.5 minutes.
1-3-1 zone into a matchup. It's been confounding UConn big time in this game.
Jackson slicing in, drops it down for Enoch. Tied up by Meyer. Possession arrow going the other way.
There have been a lot of passes by UConn to their big men below the belt. And that is a place where size means nothing. It's actually an advantage for the smaller guys. And we've seen a lot of the Houston players getting in there, slapping the ball away. UConn would be advisable to throw some lobs to those players.
Thompson got it.
Strong player.
Lot to like.
Love his pull-up game.
That's part of that athleticism that just killed UConn in the first matchup.
The ability to stop.
Biggest concern for Ollie coming in is their transition. Just the athletes. Adams left it short. And UConn just 1 for their last 7.
You got to go to Dotson again. Give it to the guy who's really playing well. That's a wild shot right there, my friend. That's what I'm talking about with Gray when he hasn't scored, so he's hungry.
Jackson guarded 3, crawls off. Almost got it back into the hands of Knowles. Questionable
shot selection, both teams right now.
Rex Van Peck. Here's Knowles. Knowles face up. Too strong, pulled down by Jackson. Juwan Durham kicks for Adams. Left it short. Dotson, the weak side rebound.
Adams has no legs in his shot. He's tired right now.
Dotson has his legs. Knocks down another one. Timeout.
Into the ball, perfectly sound. This guy averages 7 rebounds a game at 6'5". He is a terrific all-conference level player.
4 boards so far to go with his 9 points. Jackson got it.
What a difference between that shot that he took and the one he took on the previous possession. That one was off the pass, squared up, no problem. The other one was forced with a guy in his face. This kid's quick. Watch him go.
Dotson wants to go on Jackson. Got it again.
This is good basketball. He's feeling it. His teammates know it. Give him the ball. Get out of the way.
When he elevates on his jumper. Here comes Kenton Facey. Scoops it up and in.
That's a pretty nice shot there.
Good basketball, you said it.
Yeah, love this game.
Rob Gray has yet to get going. It's fouled there. Gray, nothing for 3, no points.
Dotson, the pull-up. And how about the other end? We're seeing good basketball here. Little dipsy-do by Facey in the lane. Guys doing what they can do well. Good percentage shot leads to winning basketball.
Gray, the leading scorer in the American, gets his first point at 4:19.
Dotson, the 4th leading scorer right there. Transfer from Oregon. Gray's a junior college transfer. Grew up in North Carolina.
3-point UConn advantage. 4:15 first half.
3-2 zone. Gray has to cover the top of the key and go into the lane on the big guys.
Holloway spins out from Facey.
Dotson's got the fast twitch fibers going right now.
Gray goes on Adams, floats it up, no. Offensive rebound, Davis left it short. Rebound, Facey. Adams on Gray, Adams acrobatic. And a blocking foul on the way in. 3:43.
Sometimes when guys transfer, that leaves more scholarships to get good new players, and they've got some very good players here. Nobody at the free throw lane, and Adams, all 4 guys back. This is for rest.
Only play 8 guys.
Adams, I'm sorry, Greg. Adams looks tired to me. He just ran right by us. He doesn't look like himself to me in this game.
See Houston field goal numbers. Dotson's 5 of 8. The rest of the team just 4 of 18. Dotson misfires this time, knocked out of bounds. And it's UConn basketball.
UConn has a size advantage, but the bigs right now for Houston have done a good job being physical in the lane. Jackson goes to the bench right now. He leads the team in scoring. There's Adams. Well below his norm so far. I like the zone being employed by Sampson. I think it's causing confusion, and the outside shots are not there. They're allowing the ball to go inside.
Shot clock under 10. Adams. A late whistle.
And the tie comes off.
We've seen that before.
Kelvin Sampson, he needs a budget for ties. Right here, he shoots this on the way down. There's plenty of contact here. And the referee points to the restricted arc. So that was a restricted arc play.
That foul's on Davis's first. It was Knowles that was going crazy with the reaction afterwards. Adams makes it a 6-point game at 3:03.
He can shoot free throws at 78% clip. Facey and Enoch, the 2 bigs in right now. Purvis playing a lot of minutes here. Not seeing much action in terms of open threes.
Manpack way off. Rebounded weak side by Adams. Here's Purvis, back to Adams.
They are conscious of Purvis, aren't they?
Patel, not this time. Loose ball and scooped up by Dotson.
Corner jumpers are wide open because they are on purpose out front.
The steal by Adams and the dunk.
The guy sweeping the floor almost took a charge on that one.
Look out. 35-27 UConn.
They're getting something out of their defense, aren't they? Both teams playing funky kinds of zone here. You play a little zone, that can rest your players as well. Not as much fighting through screens in zone defense.
Shot clock at 7, heading back. Short.
He's not shy. He's not shy at all.
Facey to Purvis. The towel down the lane.
Well, we've seen a 94-foot play by Houston, and now we see one by 4 feet, one bounce, 3 guys touch it. That's beautiful basketball.
Dotson has got 11 to lead Houston.
Towel's got energy. He's in the game, number 1.
Davis spins out.
Big time rebound by Enoch.
How good has he been off that UConn bench?
Yeah, he's been terrific. He's played much, much better than the starters in this game.
Enoch has 6 points on 3 of 3. Couple of rebounds. Last Houston field goal was at 4:48. They've missed their last 6. Meantime, Tao can't hit for UConn. And here comes Rob Gray. Robinson lost it. Davis ends up with it. Davis up and under won't go. And rebounded by Facey.
Enoch got a hand on that ball also.
Timeout Huskies at 48.8.
A game, only 2 so far in this one. But he is certainly capable of scoring 20 and a half. So stay tuned.
Both points at the line. He's 0 for 4 from the field. 21-second difference, game and shot as we wind it down.
UConn's got to be ecstatic at this juncture of the game. Up 10 on the road.
Adams slices in.
I think he caught them sleeping right there. I think they thought they were going to try to go from deep into the shot clock, and he went right away. Smart move.
UConn's largest lead at a dozen. 6-second difference, game and shot, and now a malfunction here.
Players learn to play the whistle. You hear a buzzer like that, you just keep on playing.
The clocks are
Byron
accurate.
Jarrett, Steve Olson, and Antonio Petty are our 3 officials. That is Byron right there, and Antonio on the right. I think he's lecturing the folks over on the scorer's table.
An illegal sub. UConn. Jackson didn't check in. So that's actually the issue here. That's what they're discussing. Interesting. I don't know what the protocol is, though, because that was kind of out of the... Obviously very random that at that juncture you would buzz it.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Anyway, 6-second difference, game and shot. 9-0 UConn run. They lead by a dozen. Final 20 seconds, first half. Robinson with 5.
6-second differential.
Dotson. Not there. Tapped in by Knowles. And now 3 seconds. Adams with 1. Adams half court. Almost hit him.
He's got a history of making those. Danrad Chicken Knowles is down on the floor holding his face.
Psyche. And as far as defense goes, UConn has 18 points in the paint. He said they have the size advantage. We have to be more physical on the blockouts, guys.
Cassie, thanks. UConn by 10. They get it first, second half. Jalen Adams out there with Rodney Purvis against this UConn zone. And Kenton Facey on Gray in the lane. Short. Knocked out of there. And rebounded by Robinson. Here's Devin Davis. Davis down the lane strong.
Credit Robinson. Great save right in front of the UConn bench. No change in strategy defensively right here. Houston still going with the matchup zone. Corner shots have been available against this. The two bigs have to go from corner to corner.
Rodney Purvis, Jalen Adams, Vance Jackson, misfire. Rob Gray for Houston.
They would be wise to send Purvis through to the corners instead of Jackson each time. That's where it will be open.
Johnson goes on Facey, blocked. Adams there on help side defense.
I would like to see Grima bring the ball closer to his body after he gets it.
Facey got it, and he's at the line for two.
Adams upset with himself on the miss. Fortunately for him, Facey was there helping out. Hesitation dribble, he gets right close in. Just misses.
Foul on Meyer, his first.
Gray talking to the official over here in front of us. Sometimes that's a good sign, sometimes it's a bad sign. I think Gray's a little upset right now about how it's going for him personally. Long conversation. Officials that are good officials listen to players. Sometimes you just, as a player, you just want to know that you're being heard.
I think it was a very productive conversation based on what we're seeing.
But that doesn't mean he's going to get any calls.
Johnson hands off for Robinson. Gray with Vital checking him.
You got to play Gray straight up. You can't make him go one way or the other. He'll go right by you.
Davis blocked by Brima. Recovered by Meyer. Robinson off on a three and rebounded by Facey. UConn by 9.
Purvis is open.
Into the second half. He turned it down that time.
Sorry about that, Greg. No, I got so excited that he was open for once.
Facey from point blank has to go halfway down and out. Dotson in the lane scores.
Silly defense by the perimeter guys. Purvis and Vital just swiping at the ball, allowing penetration. 3 guards in the lineup. Now we see Purvis going to the corner. I think this is a good move by Kevin Ollie. This is what I was talking about before. That shot is open right there.
Purvis. You called it, Bob. He was unable to connect. UConn 0 for 5 to start the second half. Deflected away by Vital. Recovered by Brima, but it's out of bounds off him.
Penetration. Challenge. Not good enough. I'll tell you what, Dotson, you know, there's a lot of good players in this league, especially dotting the rosters of SMU and Cincinnati, but this guy Dotson's got to be up there.
Dotson too strong and pulled down by Adams. These two teams tied for third in the American, both 9 and 5. Vital couldn't finish, ripped down by Dotson. And ahead for Gray. Gray goes to work, baseline scores.
Timeout. Around 2 bigs.
That's his first field goal make. He's now 1 for 5. He's got 4 points.
UConn 2 of 10 from 3. Houston 2 of 11 from 3. And these guys have been shooting the lights out. So the scouting report has come to fruition. They're both doing a great job defensively, pushing people off the line.
UConn hit 16 against USF just a couple of weeks ago, and now a foul on the drive.
Well, Knowles got hit, and you can see his right eye is a little swollen there. He got hit on the last play of the first half when he tipped it in, and Enoch's hand came and hit him. His right eye looks a little puffy.
Second foul on Knowles. Sunday at 5 Eastern, March to March, presented by California Almonds, continues with another American Athletic Conference battle. These Cougars travel to Memphis to take on Tubby Smith's Tigers only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Good stuff there. Dedrick Lawson, one of the best players in the conference for sure. Double-double machine. His brother also a good rebounder on that team.
They led by 17 against UConn last week, and the Huskies came all the way back to beat them.
Yeah, that was big time.
Robinson's floater won't go. The tap in from Meyer.
Nobody helped the helper. Bryma came to block a shot. Nobody checked out his man.
Purvis. Jackson.
Purvis has been very patient.
Only 4 points for Purvis. Adams has scored 11. Pushes up a shot now. A late whistle here. I think it was on the foul on Meyer. It was.
Yeah, and it looked like it was going to be a lob play, but Meyer took out Bryma. And that's why that was such an awkward play by Adams.
And the second foul on Meyer. On the rebound.
Let's see if we have it for you. Look underneath the basket. He pushes. He goes right under Bryma. See, that was supposed to be a lob pass from Adams. Hard to lob to a guy when he's laying on the ground.
Vital. And he travels. UConn sluggish to start this second half.
Kevin Ollie's getting a headache with Vital in this game. The good news is Vital will become a sophomore and will improve his judgment as time goes on, because he is athletic and he's a very good competitor.
Corner three. Dotson rings another one up.
Can you say boxing one? How about finding that guy?
He's got 16 on 7 of 14. It's an 11-2 run out of the locker room for Houston.
They are recovering to shooters extremely well. That's the athleticism you mentioned at the top.
Jackson rolls it in at the end of the shot clock.
Jackson's an unusual player for UConn because he doesn't have hops or speed, but he is physically strong, good fundamentally as well.
Robinson turned the corner, tried for the alley-oop. Here's Knowles. Tough shot in the lane. Ripped down by Dotson, and the stick back.
How about those broad shoulders taking things into his own hands?
He's got 18. It's 43-42.
Adams is limping. He's right in front of us, holding his breath.
Second half, UConn just 1 of 7.
They're playing 4 against 5 here.
Vital drops it off. Bryma doubled, and he traveled.
And he is on the sideline, and he was limping when he came by us. He's got a grimace on his face right there. It looks like you after a run, Mr. Stover.
You're not kidding. By the way,
2-3 zone.
Houston has not led in this game. They've got a chance right here.
This is the guy who can do it.
Dotson, shot clock under 10. Here's Robinson. Down to 6. Screen from Meyer. Gray with 3. Gray works on Purvis. Around him and floats it in. Houston leads for the first time.
They are driving into the lane and are having no problem with the shot blocking of UConn at all in this game.
15-4 Cougars in the second half.
You talked about it. First lead of the game. Rob Gray floating in the lane.
And you said he was capable of scoring 20 in the second half after an extremely quiet opening 20. Houston 10 points in the paint this half. Getting after it. Vital off on a 3. Tracked down by Gray. Dotson in rhythm. Rebound, Vital. Robinson checks Jackson. Purvis. Dotson rips it down.
2 for 12 from 3-point range.
Knowles, handoff, back door, never caught there. Enoch recovers.
Good D. Adams is sitting at the scorer's table ready to come in.
Jackson yelling for it in the corner. Misfires. Meyer the board. Dotson. Facey deflected it. Stays with Houston. And Adams checks back in, and we check in with Cassie.
Guys, I'm told by the team doctor that Jalen Adams took a shot in the groin, that he's fine. As you can see, he's back in there now.
Thanks, Cassie. So,
what's not fine is UConn's defense. They are getting back slowly. I don't know if they're tired from long trip or whatever's going on right here, but they are not doing a good job defensively. They fall asleep there. They're not getting back quickly. All of the points are coming in the paint.
Houston 8 of 15 to begin the second half. UConn 1 of 10, and Houston leads by 4.
It's time for poise. We talked about it as one of the keys for UConn.
Facey with a bad pass, ends up with Purvis. Enoch, mid-range, won't go down for Vitale, and a foul on the rebound. And it's on Knowles, and a timeout at the under 12. Third foul on
Archie Miller doing a terrific job with that team.
The guys I work with in the studio love that Oregon team, and that was one of the scores down 12 at Cal right now.
Like the movement here after the timeout.
It's a 7-0 Houston run. Vitale off. Facey the rebound. Wouldn't go. Prime of the tip is down.
Facey made an easy shot, a hard shot.
.47-45. Robinson leaves it off. Davis reverse lay-in.
That's a heck of a pass. Robinson's the kind of guy that you like playing with. You're a scorer, he will get it to you when you need it.
Adams floats it up, and it rattles out. Nothing going down for the Huskies. Gray has scored 6. Guarded 3. Gray is in. Houston has knocked down 5 of the last 6. They lead by 7 at the midway point, second half.
No energy for UConn. Guys in white shirts standing around.
Bryma couldn't handle. Back to the Cougars.
League's leading scorer starting to feel it. Gray at the top of the key. The backup move. 2 dribbles, back up, knock it in. He's feeling better right now. He's got the quickness, and he's got the handle. Nicely done.
He's got 7 in this second half, 9 for the game. He started 0 for 4. And a foul on the way in. Gray the drive and trying to take over at the offensive end.
He split the double team beautifully on that to draw the foul. Non-shooting, it'll be out of bounds. He's starting to use his handle to get to different places on the floor, which he was not doing in the first half. Robinson content to let Gray go.
Davis the drive. Floats it out. Back up now. And a foul.
The town got him. A lot of home team jerseys going to the offensive glass right now.
Momentum has completely changed in this second half.
And we're going to see what kind of poise UConn has. Are they going to hang in the last 9:52 and make this a battle down the stretch or not?
Friday, 10 Eastern, CBS Sports Network laces them up and hits the ice for college hockey. The top-ranked Pioneers of Denver play host to number 18 St. Cloud State, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Bertrand Collie at the line and rolls it home. Biggest lead of the game for Houston at 9. They trailed by 10 at halftime.
They are using their quickness on defense. No holes in the zone.
Purvis, quiet night at this end. Can't hit. Gray the rebound and the run out. Gray with the numbers. Gray to the rim, no. Stick back wouldn't go. Prima has it for the Huskies. Adams for Facey. Player to the deck. Offensive foul on Facey. And his third.
Robinson doing all the dirty work. Step in front. I don't know. He certainly is not square on this one. I did not like that call. Facey was going sideways, and little acting job there.
He really took advantage of the fact that they were out in the open. There's really no one around there, and it looks pretty dramatic. 9 to play.
Drama does not make a charge call.
Gray lost it. Scooped up by Adams. He lost it. On the deck, what an effort. Did they get the timeout? Robinson was down there. Good hustle. Robinson got possession and the time.
Can explode. No doubt about that.
Houston on a 19-4 run. They've outscored UConn 25-6 in the second half. Houston has scored the last 7. And a foul.
That was a neat play where they have Gray crossing to one side over the top of screens. Dotson doing the same thing the other way. Those are two potent scorers right there. That's why they have won 18 games this year. There it is again. Same exact play.
Dotson races up. Too strong. Davis tracked it down. .8:25 remaining. Davis on Facey. Robinson spins out. .54-45.
Standing around against the zone does not do it. Corners have been open. Purvis is in the right corner right now. And Jackson is dribbling the wrong way.
Purvis only 4 points. He was red hot coming in. Facey got 3 and dunks it.
Kevin Ollie is demonstrative on the right side over there with his team at offense at this end of the floor in the second half. He's directing every pass right now.
These guys have been crisp at this end. Robinson. And now Gray. Adams defends.
He tried to fake a foul there. Official wasn't going for it. Shot clock.
Down to 5 for Robinson. Davis drills it. Lead back to 9. Under 7 to play.
Houston's balance is impressive.
Shot clock at 9. Adams. Purvis with 5. Jackson, foul. Will it be a 3? We'll discuss it when we come back.
After the timeout, UConn got a good shot.
Could not have been more opposite. A lot of heads down on the UConn side. Very quiet. Houston upbeat, positive. A lot of players encouraging each other. Coach Sampson harping on playing together, playing tough. And same goes for the bench of each of these teams throughout this second half. Houston has been on their feet. UConn, everyone sitting down. No one really talking for the most part. I've been waiting for someone to step up and say something. It's just not happening.
Cassie, very nice, thank you. Jackson, it was a 3 that he got fouled on, so 3 free throws for Vance Jackson.
It's interesting that Vance Jackson is the guy who's open all the time. And the reason for that is Houston is so concerned about Purvis and Adams, they are willing to give up something else. And they are doubling Purvis, and they're doubling Adams, and they're always right on him out of the zone. And as a result, Jackson's getting all the shots, and Purvis is not.
That foul on Brima, his third. So he's got 3, Purvis has 3, and Facey has 3. For Houston, Knowles and Colley each have 3. Robinson lost it on the way up, out of bounds, back to UConn. Husky's so good in the paint first half, +8, but -8 in the second half. Jackson's slow to get up here.
UConn plays a lot of guys a lot of minutes. And when you do that game after game after game through 36 games, 30 games, whatever it happens to be at the time, that takes its toll. And right now, they look like a tired team to me. And Houston looks like a very quick, aggressive team in very good physical condition. They substitute more.
Adams corner. Rebound, weak side by Gray.
They're quick to the ball, aren't they?
Especially Gray. Gray takes it all the way and missed it. Prime on the board. Check for Rodney Purvis and foul by Meyer.
Meyer was not going to allow a dunk. Now that's your 6'10" guy running. It looked like it was wide open. These guys are coming into your living room right here. I really like that play. He hustled, got down the floor, forces Purvis to take free throws, which he misses. So right there, it's a +1 on that hustle play.
Purvis only 4 points on 1 of 6.
He has been on a tear, not only the last 5, but the last 8 games.
Rob Gray with Adams defending. Knowles baseline foul.
We're seeing Adams and others play Gray on the side like they want to force him one way. That's not the way to play him in my estimation. You got to try to stay square up on him. Your nose on his nose, because when he gets a seam, you can forget about it.
That foul on Facey, his 4th, and now a foul on Purvis. And for Rodney Purvis, that's his 4th.
Purvis plays 38 minutes a game. And he's the oldest guy on this team.
You get 2 guys of 4. Facey's going to leave. I guess they're going to keep Purvis in, huh? 1-1 for Dotson. So Facey goes to the bench with 4 personals. Purvis stays in with 4 with 5:36 remaining. And UConn down 6.
Yeah, and it seems like UConn is down like 16. So they are hanging in right now. And free throw shooting will be a factor down the stretch here.
Even on a free throw, we got guys getting hit.
Well, that's Brima who went down, and both sides are helping him up. He's just backing up right here and turns his own ankle. His left ankle gets turned right here. Wow, that hurts. Just lacing him up, baby. Staying in it.
Dotson has 19 to lead all scores.
And 0 body fat.
Got them both. Lead back to 8. So Purvis and Facey each with 4. Facey at the bench. Purvis remains in the game.
He'll stay in the game until he fouls out, if he fouls out.
Mentioned the minutes, 38 a game, leads the American in that department. He has been the Iron Man as a redshirt senior. And Purvis buries one.
There you go. That's why he didn't take him out. Got to stay in.
58-53 with 5 remaining, and now Dotson loops it back to Meyer.
Brima can play off Meyer and clog the middle.
foul on Adams.
Purvis has been silent. You can measure this one. That is a long, long shot. Does that with 4 fouls. Take a look at that. He's a good 5 feet past the three-point line. You know, Purvis and Adams know that they're going to be in the game for 38 minutes. So they have to find places where they can conserve their energy during the course of the game. And usually you have to do that on offense, because if you do it on defense against a good team, the other team's going to score. So both of them have to kind of take turns doing that.
Gray converts. 60-53, 5 remaining.
Boy, Gray's been good in the second half, hasn't he?
Man. He's got 11 now in the game.
He's quick on defense, too.
Towel lost it. Scooped up by Robinson. Prima draped all over it.
I don't see a call yet. Highest one I've ever seen.
I'll tell you, the bubble, pretty soft. I guess we say it every year, but man, we're talking like teams in the ACC at 4-10 in conference that are right there.
They should not be in the conversation.
Robinson, step back, in and out. Tip try, spins out. Meyer is hammered.
Where are all the shot blockers of UConn? Meyer has, Meyer and Robinson, those two guys right there on your screen are making so many good plays. He just keeps this alive twice and then grabs it. Gets fouled. I mean, he's doing that kind of stuff. Robinson's making diving on the floor plays and beautiful assists. So you look at his numbers, 9 is a lot for him. But boy, he's doing the other things really, really well.
Only 40% at the line. And it's back to UConn with the Huskies down 7.
Plenty of time for UConn, no doubt about that. Kevin Ollie, you talk about a competitor.
111-56 is his record in 5 years at UConn.
A national championship among those wins. You got to figure it's Purvis here. But Dotson is on him. He's bigger and more athletic.
Adams. He's been quiet. Second half spins and floats it in.
Those two have got to take over. They're the leaders. They're the big scorers. They average 31 together. Adams was his best in the first half when he was taking it into the lane and getting fouled.
Now it's Houston that's gone cold. Just one of their last 10. Gray, a deep one. Not there. Ripped down by Purvis.
Opportunity knocking, Brett.
Adams slicing in. Floats it up, it wouldn't go. And rebounded by Davis.
5 black shirts were back. Even though Adams got a shot, it was contested. Great game. Got to fight through fatigue.
Jackson defends on Davis. Davis wouldn't go. Meyer, the offensive board. Gray, instead of firing, runs some clock.
Kelvin Sampson on the sideline calling out the play where he winds his hands above him. That means run shot clock. Now they go into set play.
Dotson got free. You bet.
Great guy. Execution. Winning basketball. That's impressive.
Purvis deep. Got it! 63-58. 2:15 remaining here in Houston.
Purvis has made 2 gigantic threes, but Dotson is answering everything.
Dotson has 23. Deflected by Vitale, picked up by Dotson. 4 to shoot. Dotson, another one. Halfway down and out. Meyer ends up with it, and they can run more clock.
They are killing UConn on the boards. Great effort by the Cougars.
Timeout. A foul, I should say. Foul on UConn with 1:37 remaining.
Kelvin Sampson ran some clock.
1:37 remaining. 11 points in the game.
And he had just made 2 distant threes for his team to keep them close. Well, he's been hot for an awful lot of games, and he wasn't hot today. But you got to credit Houston. They were all over him. He got very few clean looks.
Both free throws good for Davis. Lead back to 7.
Davis is an important cog in this team. He's only played 14 games. He's played the last 6. He's going to be a factor, and they are going to be a factor in Hartford at the tournament.
Here comes Adams. Corner Jackson. Got it. Big shot, Vance Jackson.
Haven't seen a press. I thought they'd press right there on a make.
Houston, no timeouts remaining. For what it's worth, UConn only has 1.
No need to foul here.
Davis with 10 to shoot. Double pumps. Got fouled by Facey. And that'll be the 5th on Kenton Facey.
UConn got a shot in the corner. We've been talking about the corner all day long. Adams gets it to Jackson, and he makes money. But at the other end, the foul. So Davis has been doing some good damage here down the stretch.
Those of you tuning in from Fresno State, San Diego State game, you'll be able to find that online, cbssports.com/live as soon as it tips off. And of course, we'll catch you out there immediately after the conclusion of this game. Tip time is 11:10 Eastern time. So 10 after the hour, they'll get underway.
Fresno State, terrific at home this year. Unfortunately, this game is at San Diego State.
Rodney Terry can coach. We saw last year at Fresno State, made that great run and won the Mountain West tournament. Final minute from Houston. Home team by 5. UConn, 2 of their top players have fouled out. Adams lost it on the way in. Officials get together and say it was out off Houston.
Officials both looked at each other as if to look. Here's the technicals.
Dotson with 23 to lead all scores.
81% at the line for the year. Any guys who are shooting high 70s, that's very, very good.
As much as we've talked about this man and Rob Gray, Meyer, you mentioned Rob Meyer, so many big plays. He got 11 rebounds, goes 9 points.
And that's against a big front line.
Fresno State, San Diego State game is underway now, available at cbssports.com/live. We'll get you out there as soon as this one is over. So they are underway out there in San Diego.
Mountain West might be a 1-bid league this year. How about that tournament in Las Vegas? That's going to be something.
You and I get a piece of that, a couple of those quarterfinal games. Adams fouled on the way up. He was on the floor when it happened.
You know that's going to happen. Anytime that there's a technical foul, after that, the refs are going to try to keep things under control. So when I was coaching, every time a technical foul happened and we had the ball, take it to the basket.
1-1 for Adams.
Quiet 13.
Yeah.
Early in the first half, wasn't doing much. And the second part of the first half, got to the line, drove it a lot. Made some cool plays near the end.
Michael Noyes into the game for UConn.
This is a foul situation where you want Noyes in there because you don't want one of your other guys to make a foul.
Both go down. Houston by 5. Gray. Now he's fouled by Adams.
Gray is too fast to foul. They tried to foul him on the catch, and he just took off. He has deceptive speed to me. He's out here, and he doesn't look as quick, but when you watch him up close, man, he is flying up and down the floor.
Enoch about to check in for Noyes, who rarely plays. But again, two guys for UConn have already fouled out. They don't have a lot of depth anyway. And so Noyes checks out, and Enoch back in.
Gray and Dotson, who are the guys who are going to handle the ball the most. Gray shoots 82. Dotson shoots 81 from the free throw line. That's good in endgame situations. You want those guys handling the ball, right?
Good second half. You got it for Gray. And the lead at 7:40 seconds remaining. Adams. No. Back to Houston.
Meyer goes out. Van Beck comes in for ball handling.
UConn led by 10 at halftime.
Yeah, pretty amazing, isn't it? What a turnaround.
He's back in for UConn. Then Beck has it. And now the foul by Jackson with 33.1.
Whatever Kelvin Sampson said at halftime, he ought to bottle it and sell it.
They beat UConn at UConn by 16 earlier in the year. They go into the locker room in this rematch down 10, and they just explode out of the locker room. Second half scoring, UConn has been outscored 41-24.
Yeah. Houston coming up. Memphis, that's not easy. Cincinnati, that's like going to the dentist. And East Carolina has pretty solid defensively. So two of those games on CBS Sports Network. The next one, very, very impressive. Memphis has athletes in the paint.
Tubby Smith, everywhere. He's another guy, everywhere he goes. Towel quickly to the rim. Can't finish. Towel gets it back. 25 seconds and he's fouled. Hard to the deck.
When I think about Houston and I think about this league, I'm thinking about them competing with SMU and Cincinnati in the tournament. And I think with Davis, even though he's not a star player, that adds a lot to their team. Now, they haven't beaten either of those teams during the year. Those two teams beat each other. Those are the only losses between SMU and Cincinnati, each on their home floor.
The towel. UConn upcoming.
Ooh, this is rough. I looked at this before, and when you see this, you're not going to be happy. SMU and Cincinnati, two best teams in the conference, both one on CBS Sports Network and on CBS. That is going to be rough. And of course, if you're a UConn person, a UConn coach and players, you got to look at that as an opportunity. You got a chance to beat the two best teams.
Absolutely. Gray foul. Houston up by 7, 23 seconds. You talk about trying to ice the game away. We always talk about free throws, right? Houston 15-17 in the second half.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That'll win you games.
No doubt about it. This guy's been up there a lot. Part of being a really good point guard is the ability to make free throws in the end game situation. Now, he is not really their point guard, but he handles the ball a lot in clutch times. Robinson's really the point guard in the sense of a passer and a distributor. This guy's more of a two, but he's a combination guard. He can play both spots.
Again, Fresno State, San Diego State now available. CBSSports.com/live. They are underway. We'll get you out there as soon as we can. Gray is 8 for 8 from the line. Last 12 points for Houston have been from the line.
Damian Dotson will not be here. He'll be playing basketball someplace. But he is a senior.
So 23 seconds. Houston by 9. UConn looking for a miracle and then some. Jackson. Adams, no. Rebound. Cougars. The tag headed back and scores with 7 seconds. And Houston going to escape. It'll be 6 wins in their last 7 for Houston. They'll go to 19-8, 10-5 in the American. Sole possession at third. UConn will fall to 9-6, 4th in the conference, 14-13 overall. And that's what Gray and Dotson did.
Dynamic duo, 13-25 in this particular game. Gray's numbers aren't great, but he played well in the second half. Dotson clearly the star of this game, but those two carry this team's scoring load. Transfer from Oregon.
And the loss for UConn, it'll be 16 for Jackson, 15 for Adams. Yeah, that'll do it. Houston. Important home win. Adams count the bucket at the end, but 75-70, Sampson's guys get it done, and they are